G'day guys, welcome to episode 181 of Ask Jack D. Today I take two questions. One is, can you transition from being a blue collar worker to being a business owner? And the second comes at us from a young entrepreneur asking, how do they generate credibility so that they can sway the opinion of traditional adults? Obviously, my answer is don't bother.
28 and I'm trying to shape history, pulling from the sky for some strength to take with me, line up the stars, fly away quickly and push the world forward like a tidal wave hit me. I ride the wave swiftly, I fear no man, check my titles mate quickly, came from the sky with the light of day in me and grew my own wings.
Okay, Rosie, what episode is it today?
Episode 181.
181, are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
Okay, well, are you locking that in?
I'm locking it in.
Cool. Episode 181. What's the question?
Okay, so today's question comes from Twitter from @IfIWereASpoon. So, I don't know why I find that so funny. So, your thoughts on blue collar entrepreneurs? Do you think it's feasible to be an entrepreneur in a blue collar industry?
Blue collar entrepreneurs in terms of like builders and
Yeah, tradesmen.
Absolutely. Yeah. Why wouldn't you be able to be a blue collar entrepreneur?
I don't know. @IfIWereASpoon is asking. I think maybe because they might feel like they're working in the business, they're doing the work, they're doing the building, whereas an entrepreneur typically, as you say, is working on the business.
Totally. Yeah, so can you be a blue-collar entrepreneur? Absolutely, right? I know a lot of people that have been builders that have then graduated to go on to have their own building company or their own carpentry company or their own, you know, like there's one guy, Andy Smith, who's great. If you look up Dr. Drip, Andy now teaches blue-collar people to start and build their own businesses, right? And so it's like, it's a really good metaphor for anybody in any industry, and that is that in order to start and build the business, you need to take your hands off the tools, right? That's a metaphor I often use just with our crew anyway, is take your hands off the tools. It's just that if you're a blue-collar worker, it's actually literal, right? And so it's like anything else. You want to graduate to a position where you've got a strategy around the business, you understand who your customer and your clients are going to be, you understand what projects you're going to work on, you understand what projects you're not going to work on, and you start to put in place the building blocks as to how you can start a business out of whatever it is that you're planning to do. I feel that's all that I have to really say on that subject. Is there another question we can do as well?
Yes, we can do another one. This one's also from Twitter, from Freya Daniels. For young, unique entrepreneurs, what do you think is the best way to become respected by dismissive and traditional adults?
Oh, how do entrepreneurs become... Okay, cool. It's not dissimilar in principle to the first question we took. So if you're young, how do you become credible? Is that the question?
Yeah.
To dismissive and traditional
adults.
Older people. Okay. This is an interesting one because there's no silver bullet, and there is one argument to say that there are some adults, when you were younger, that you will never win over, right? This shouldn't necessarily be a game that you're engaged in, right? I don't care who I convince and who I don't convince and who agrees with me and who doesn't agree with me and who thinks I'm credible and who thinks... I just don't care. Why would I? The only reason you should care is at the point of... does it influence who you bring on as a customer or a client? Now, if you're talking about how do you build credibility for customers or clients, there's a number of ways. Firstly, build an advisory board, right? When I was really young, like even when I was 18 in my second business, I would have been 20 in my second business, I brought on an investor who had a lot of experience, and therefore I was able to leverage off his credibility. In future businesses, I will build an advisory board, which is really just mentors that you kind of use informally, but you go, hey, are you cool if I let people know that you're one of my mentors and advisors? They go, yeah, cool. And then whenever you go into a conversation, if it's to get a client, you bring out your proposal. Page 1 of the proposal is, this is my advisory board. Number 1, here's Jack Delosa. Number 2, here's Andrew Morello. Number 3, here's someone else. And number 4, that's me there. I drive the business and they mentor and advise me on it, right? And so you can leverage off the credibility of others who have already bought into you and your business. That's a really effective strategy. The other thing you can do is leverage off testimonials. So what I find is that when somebody starts out in business, they have very little, obviously, evidence that they can point to go, this is why I'm great at whatever it is, because you don't have happy customers yet. However, you go and that person comes to me a year later and now they've got 20 or 80 or 200 happy customers, But because they didn't have happy customers when they started, therefore testimonials was an integral part of their marketing campaign. A year later, it's still not an integral part of their marketing campaign because they haven't shifted their mind to recognize that, hey, now I have successful customers and happy customers that I can get testimonials of. And so here's the thing. Every single time you reach a milestone, think to yourself, how can I build this into my marketing in order to demonstrate social proof at every single milestone? So if you're a new business, at like homepage above the fold, have testimonials. Homepage above the whole fold, as mentioned in, and mention any articles or any news outlets that you've been listed in. Then you might have team, like on your website. You'll have a button for team. You click on team and it takes you to the team. And again, you're last because all of your advisor mentors, your advisory board are listed first. So leverage off other people's credibility, gain credibility from the testimonials and the happy customers that you build along the way. Any milestone you build along the way in terms of we've just reached 1,000 people in our community, or we've just reached 50 customers, or we've just deployed our first property development project, or whatever, or we've just deployed our prototype, we're now in beta state. Doesn't matter. Every single milestone, you use it and then incorporate it into your marketing material, and that will help you win business. As far as trying to win over adults that are traditional and don't believe that young people run a business, fuck them, who cares? It's not your concern.